So, back when I lived with my sister, this was like a couple years ago. This is when I lived on the north side. I lived on the north side and we had this 2-bedroom apartment. And I lived in this. Did you ever go? You only dropped me off.
Yeah.
And it was like you went in, and then my room was like the slightly bigger room. And you could like go down, it was like 3 little steps, and then it was like this huge room. It almost gave me like a basement vibes, kind of like that. But it was like carpeted and stuff. And dude, I don't know if anyone has ever had to deal with like infestations or like, I don't know, sometimes like when you rent apartments and shit, like sometimes they don't disclose those kinds of things, whatever. It's a nightmare.
Infestations like bugs and rodents?
Like bugs and stuff like that. Like obviously they're supposed to be like up to date and like inspected and all that stuff, but obviously you never always get lucky. But anyways, we got this apartment and it was like relatively okay priced for being on the north side. And out of nowhere, me and my sister, we would always hear like little crackling like in the walls. And I'm just like, I thought it was just me. I'm like, bro, like what is that? And then my sister is the type, she's very scary. She
The younger one.
No, my older
your older one?
Yeah, she like hates anything like scary. She won't go investigate anything. She's like, whatever, I didn't hear anything. And I was like, oh my God, okay. So I would go and I would like try to follow the noises and stuff. I'm like, dude, this has to be inside the walls. Like, it just has to be. And I would hit the wall sometimes just to see if like I heard anything. And
you get a knockback.
No, because it was a wall like like this one where it was like in the middle of the room. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't one like this that's connected to another room. It was like a middle one. And whatever, like then I started hearing like certain things at night and I'm like, ooh, bitch, I swear to God, if this is like a mouse and it got out. And I opened up all the cupboards, like everything, to see if there was any like holes in the cupboard. And like I didn't see anything. And then I came to the conclusion that they had to have come from like behind the oven. And whatever, there was probably like a little opening there.
Yeah.
Because then from that wall, it connected to like my room. And then I saw it for the first time and I almost threw up. I didn't get off my bed. I remember my boyfriend came and he saw it too. And I saw it literally ran up the stairs and I cried because I was so scared. I was like, stop. It was so nasty.
I think the fact that they move so fucking quick, that you don't know what their next move is.
It's so nasty to me. So I couldn't do it. And then I remember moving my couch from a wall. Yep. And then, but you couldn't see, like, it was wall-to-wall carpet. And I was trying to, like, feel with, like, I had, like, a bag, like, a plastic bag and the escoba. And I, like, was dragging it or, like, along the wall to see if there was, like a dent in the side. So, like, it went in on, like, a little side. And I was like, okay. So I pushed the bag in. And I was like, how deep is this hole? The whole bag went in. The whole thing.
Quit
it was
playing.
A deep ass hole. And I was like, this is where they're coming from. It was so nasty. It was gross. Oh, you know what the couch was? Is the one that I had in my little apartment. It was salvaged. The couch was fine. But yeah, we found where they were coming from.
Wait,
and
isn't that the one that Paulo got off for you guys?
No. Not the leather one. No, it was the one I had. The comfortable one when I lived by myself.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like
that
the little
was
love
so
seat.
comfy. Yeah, like
It was a good one.
if I was a mouse, I'd hide there too.
Oh my God. No, but it wasn't hiding like in the couch or anything. It was just like behind it.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, that couch was also a nightmare. R.I.P. to the couch because we just tossed that bitch over the ledge because my dad was like, no way, I'm gonna bring this up and down another set of stairs. So we just got rid of it, but it was a good couch.
It didn't survive as soon as it hit the ground. It just like fucking obliterated.
No, it did though. Like that's what was so annoying. It's like this bitch didn't like break. I think it only chipped on like one corner, but it was still fine.
Sube el volumen.
Hautbox.
Tiene algo enorme para ti.
Si te ofrecen droga, te van a decir que se siente bien padre, que te vas a reír.
Have you ever had any issues with like Airbnbs with like stuff like that, like rats or bugs?
Honest to God, I think I've only been in like maybe 1 or 2 Airbnbs. But no, I haven't had that issue. One of them was when we went to Miami. But like that one looked fine. It looked okay. It was clean.
That's like my biggest worry is getting into an Airbnb or hotel and coming home with like bed bugs or something.
Ew.
Yeah, dude. That's just disgusting. I think it happens a lot more frequently than people think.
Yeah. Dude, like you have to burn a mattress.
That's what I'm saying. Like imagine, you know how in Breaking Bad how they were using houses that were being
Fumigated?
Yeah. Like having to do that to your whole house. Imagine how much of an
That's what I'm
inconvenience that is.
saying. Dude, I was watching a lot of TikToks of people saying that they're like traumatized because they grew up in homes that were like heavily infested.
Wow.
It's traumatizing. It's really scary.
I bet.
They're just everywhere. Like your worst, like sometimes when you think like, oh my gosh, my worst fear is being in a room with like a bunch of cockroaches, like that's happened. Like those are people's lives.
And people wake up to that.
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck.
It's very scary.
Super grateful. The last 2 Airbnbs that I stayed in, I had an issue where at night, that's when the roaches would come out. And
Yeah, because they'd be coming out at night. Ooh. Ew.
Yeah, but like they wouldn't do anything. They would just sit there.
Oh, okay. So when I went to Mexico this last time, we stayed at this one. I would almost want to say it's like a hostel.
Okay.
And one of the rooms had like our room in the bathroom. Like there was
Always the bathroom.
Why?
I think it's the pipes. And, like the
Probably.
water right there. They probably travel through it.
I'm not gonna lie, the pipe was there for the drain for the bathroom or
Oh
for the
my
shower. It was
God.
just a hole. Like
Yeah,
it was
that's how it
just
was
a
for me in
fucking
Puerto
hole.
Rico.
It was just that no little like strainer thing or anything like that. Just the fucking hole.
Dude, those are like that's like one thing. What would I even call that? I guess a convenience that like I'm so grateful for that I don't have to step into my shower and like look in corners and shit before I step in to make sure nothing's in there. Because there's been showers where like in Puerto Rico it's like this concrete at a shower. I have to
Yeah.
look around and shit before I go in because there can be a big ass spider or like another roach or a water bug or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think it happens way too frequently that I don't.
Dude, like when we go and stay in Mexico, like my dad's house, like everything is very enclosed, but I think we came to the conclusion that it had to have been like the window screens that
Okay.
you know how like you slide them and then like in that small crevice of like you sliding, it can like it's kind of like the outside, like outside bugs can get in. Anyways, sometimes we would have like scorpions like in our house. Most of the time we would find them dead, but sometimes we would see them on the walls.
What do you think killed them?
I don't know. Like I think because when we would get there, they would be dead. So I think because usually my tia goes and like cleans the house before we get there, so we come to like a clean house or whatever. And this last time that we went, it smelled like Raid.
Oh,
So I was
okay.
like, I think they like raid this shit. But yeah.
That's terrifying.
No, it's
really
very
terrifying.
scary. And you see like the baby ones sometimes on the wall, and I'm like, "Ugh." Like when we go and like into our rooms and stuff, every single night, like sacudimos everything. Like we take off all the sheets, we leave the bare mattress, and then we like hit it, make sure everything's gone. We check the walls, everything.
You know, I had to get used to. You know how we have squirrels over here? Mm-hmm. Puerto Rico has lizards, like little ones like that, just like this big, and they're just running all over the place, and they drop from trees and shit.
But like they're not harmful.
No, people eat them. Yeah,
Oh my god.
they want to stick. You fry them, and then yeah, and they're
Have
like
you-
their tails detach very easily. So if you try to grab one and you're holding it by the table, it leaves the table.
just
the
grows
table
another
behind.
one?
Yeah, It's really cool. But
Have you ever eaten one?
I've had iguana before, but never a lizard
Maybe
tail, I
it's
guess.
the same.
Probably the same thing, right?
Like chicken.
Yeah.
No, but my dad would always tell us that growing up he would have a little slingshot and he would kill lizards for fun. I'm like, it's giving serial killer dad, but okay. Aw.
Yeah, those are popular in Guatemala, the slingshots.
Oh,
Every little
really?
kid has them, yeah.
But I remember when we were kids, my dad got us one, and like they were like really hard. I'm like, I don't know how you use these, but you know what? Maybe when I go to Mexico, I'll get us a little pair of slingshots and we'll practice. But I'm excited to go. I'm going back in December. Well, for like New Year and stuff. So I'm hyped. I still have to work though.
So I've never celebrated New Year's over there. Is it much different, or is it kind of the same thing?
I think people celebrate more el 6 de enero. That's el Día de los Reyes. So that's kind of, I think, more celebrated. More than Christmas, I think so. But no, like we don't really do anything for like the first. I'm sure there's like a baile here and there and stuff, like a mass, but nothing like here.
It seems a lot more festive over there. Like, don't get me wrong. Like growing up, for Christmas we would have our party all day, and then like at midnight we'd open the gifts, and then New Year's we'd do like the ubas and like the egg in the water, and like everybody would like go around and like see what they got and shit. And then we'd
Wait.
celebrate New Year's.
What's the egg in the water?
You crack an egg open, so everyone gets a glass. I think it's water. It's not wine. I'm pretty sure it's water. Everyone gets a glass of water, and then you crack your egg open. And then your egg, depending how it looks, supposed to tell you how your 2022 or like the next year is going to be for you.
What? I've never heard this before.
And so like the egg it just forms like different shapes and shit depending who you are. And so like, that's how I grew up with New Year's. But that was the Guatemalan side. My Mexican side never did that.
You guys didn't do anything then for
We just like celebrated like New Year, like just had like a party.
like a little
We
regular?
ate around 10 o'clock, and then everyone got ready in the living room.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. We would do the uvas, but everyone would always like make jokes talking about like the red underwear or whatever. Like, oh, like who's wearing the red underwear? And on Univision, they would all like, oh my god, they would pass like before it was like New Year's, what color underwear to wear, for whatever you wanted for like resolutions for the new year. So it was like red if you wanted love, and like pink if you wanted like something else, like green if you want money. And I remember my tias always being like, ¿qué tienen? ¿Qué traen? I don't feel like, what the fuck? They're goofy, but that's kind of what we did. But nothing too crazy, just like food and shit. So
But I guess like that's why I wanted to know more about what happens over there, because it seems like there's a lot more like parades and stuff. Like I know like my dad's town, there's a bunch of parades all the time. Even for the New Year, they have like 3 or 4, I think. So I just wish that they carried that on over here. you
yeah,
know?
the
'Cause,
whites would never allow it.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like died out. Like New Year's and Christmas to me, just kind of like, it's not really like significant anymore.
Maybe it's because we were older. You think so? It's like there's like this magic to Christmas, and like now, like I don't feel that.
I have a funny story actually. I was probably like 8, 7 years old, right? And this is when I stopped believing in Santa for the most part. I was like, okay, Santa's not really real. My parents have kind of just showed me, they've given me what I wanted. You know what I mean? I don't really have to like wait around for gifts or anything. So, but this one year I really wanted the iPod Touch, like the new one that was coming out, and I was like, no, I really want it. And I was like, in my head, I was like, dude, like, what if Santa is real? I remember being in my mom's bed and everything. Like, what if Santa is real? And like, what if I can trick him? And like, tell him, like, I can just think, like, oh yeah, like, Santa is real. Like, I'm sending him my thoughts. And he'll, like, get to me and, like, he'll write it down. Like, remember to, like, bring me this iPod Touch. I was trying to play him. And, you know
Now
what I
you're
was
trying to
do?
play Santa in your brain.
I was trying to like trick him and be like, if he is real, he'll get this for me. If not, it's cool. Like I have a backup plan. But I was like,
What
in my
was
head, I
the
was like, yeah,
backup plan?
like just ask my parents.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, like Santa is real, and this is what I want for Christmas. But Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm just.
Did you trick them?
I just asked my parents. Like, they got me
Oh.
the iPod.
Oh my gosh. So when I stopped believing in Santa, this is actually a very vivid memory because I remember the scene. I remember it exactly. We were at my cousin's house in Elgin, and my cousin, her name was Lupita, and she was my older sister's age. They're like more similar in age. And we were up there. So then we were going through like the magazines, the little teen magazines or whatever, but I was still like a kid, like probably like elementary school. And they were like in middle school, I'm pretty sure. So they're going through the little magazine, and it was it was this very specific magazine. You remember like Jesse McCartney?
Is he from like a Nick show? Jesse McCartney.
Jesse McCartney, he
He's a
was just like a singer, yeah.
Yeah.
And he had like those like couple hits, whatever. And there was
Quit
this
playing. Those are your favorite songs.
No, like he was the teen heartthrob. Like he was a cute white guy, right? So then I remember in the magazine spread, it was like Jesse McCartney's like scandal. And it was like him. Oh, this was so stupid because it was such a huge thing. And it was like a picture of him and like the article. And it was basically like saying like, ew, like Jesse McCartney's like sweaty pits. And it was like him wearing like a gray shirt and like he was like sweating, like singing and stuff. And like that's what turned everyone off. Like all the girls were like, ew, like I don't like Jesse McCartney anymore. Like that's nasty. And I'm just like, what the fuck? The kid was just like sweating. Anyways, that was really funny. But I remember my cousin like having this conversation with my sister, and they had she had a Bop It, and like those like my parents would never buy us a Bop It.
Shit's expensive.
Right. And like we were playing that shit, and they were like talking whatever, and then she was like, oh, like your sister doesn't know like about me. And I was like, no, what? And then my sister was like, no, stop. And then I was like, what is it? Tell me. And then my cousin was like, no, she's too young. Like, I'm not going to tell you. Like, you're still a kid. And I was like, no, just tell me. And like, basically, like, she told me Santa wasn't real. And I was like, wow. I didn't cry or anything, but I was like,
Were you
you're
hurt?
a bitch. I was hurt. I was like, damn. I don't want to play with your Bop It anymore.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that was kind of it. And
But
I
what
still
were your
remember
parents doing to convince you that Santa was real?
they would write like Santa on the presents and like we didn't do anything like super extra, like write letters to Santa or anything. But my parents were always like, oh, well, like Santa's going to bring you gifts and stuff. They didn't even tell us like if you're good or bad. Like you're just going to get gifts. So I'm like, okay. But yeah, that was kind of it. And then the other thing that like verified that Santa wasn't real was because my mom wrapped gifts a very specific way. Like she did that like cutesy like fancy wrapping, and then when it said like from Santa, I was like, you're lying to me. You're lying to me. It's you. But yeah.
You're gonna be the aunt that ruins it for the nephews and nieces. I already see it.
No, if anything, I would keep the dream alive. I would go all out. Have you seen those TikToks of people doing like Elf on the Shelf? Like the little elf thing?
I've known about that for like a couple years now, like Up on the Shelf. I had no idea what that was, let's say like 3 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is such a new thing to me.
It's like a Caucasian thing, I think.
That's probably
I've never
why.
had that, but it looks cute. And I guess like the gist of it is to like put it in like little places for the kids to find.
What is it though? It's an actual like mini elf, and you
It's
just
like a
like move it
little elf
around.
toy, and you kind of like set scenes for the kids to find. Like I'm guessing that the elf is supposed to be like naughty, and it plays like tricks. So
That's creepy. That's like some duende shit, dude.
No, it is. It is.
No, no, I don't like that at all.
But
What
it's
the
like
fuck?
cute when like the parents like set the scene, like the elf is doing little tricks on the kids. There was this one super bogus one I saw though, where like it was and this is where I think you think I would be the bad aunt, because the girl had to do the Elf on the Shelf for that morning for her niece, and she like made the elf look like it was like tying up her toys and like put a gun in her hand. And like the niece came over and she started like screaming, crying. She's like, "Oh my God, like what is she doing?" And it was kind of funny. I
hope you
wouldn't do all
something.
that.
I hope you do shit like that. That shit's funny.
No, I would keep the magic alive. I would do like I would go and eat the fucking cookies if I had to.
You do some crumbs there.
Yeah. Like do some snow on the ground.
Okay.
That would be cute. That'd be cute.
Oh, like actually put the footsteps in there and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Okay.
Like the big footsteps.
You do some like reindeer poop behind.
Maybe. If they had a chimney, like I would do like some chimney shit, you know? If I was bigger, I would dress up as Santa, but I'm not. It wouldn't be credible.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
It has to be Santa Claus with fucking what's his name? The guy who's Tim? Is his name Tim? Tim Allen?
Which movie is this?
It's like a white people movie, but I think it's really good. Tim Allen. Yeah.
Tim Allen.
Santa Claus. This one. It's kind of old.
I don't think I've seen this before.
Oh, they always played it like on TV. And they had like a sequel, I'm pretty sure too. No?
You know what? It does look familiar. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah. This was probably my fave. He was cute.
It seems a little too old for me, like the time it was shot in. Mm-hmm. I was watching more like recent stuff, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think this one's from like 1994. And like the other one, the Santa Claus 2 is from 2002.
If anything, I watched Santa Claus too, but definitely not the first one.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
feel you.
I'm a big fan of the Polar Express.
Oh, I like
I
that
love
one.
the Polar Express.
I just think that the characters are really creepy to me.
Oh, you like the way they look?
That's why I'm like, it puts me off. Like the other day, I was like, you know what? I do want to watch a little Christmas movie. And I was like, maybe the Polar Express. And then I was like, no, they're a little creepy.
I used to be called the kid with the glasses. They're like, oh, that's
Ew.
Jason. Yeah.
Wait, the nerdy kid? I would take offense.
It's okay. I've outgrown it. No, but if anything, The Polar Express was a movie that made me believe in Santa. I was like, no, this seems like something that would actually happen.
It's a cute story.
Yeah,
I like
right?
it. With the bell. It's cute. It's cute.
Yeah, I really like the bell. Now that you bring that up, the fact that only the kids can hear that.
Yeah. How cute. Would you consider Harry Potter Christmas movies?
Yeah.
Yeah?
They're all Christmas movies.
Huh. I see. I never considered them Christmas movies, but now that I think of it, they always do have like a Christmas era. You know, like when it snows and shit. So I'm like,
It's because when they go back to school, it's like I'm guessing during the winter. I'm relating it to like our schedule.
yeah.
But they always take like their break. And that's when the most shit happens around Christmas. But yeah, definitely Christmas movies. I'm not sure if they're Christmas movies or movies that just have Christmas in it. Because there's a difference.
See,
Yeah.
that's what I think of them. Like,
Yeah.
I think of them as movies with Christmas in it. But it is a feel-good, like, movie to watch during the holidays. You know what I mean?
I just finished rewatching them again.
All of them?
Yeah.
Damn.
One a day. So a whole week.
Fuck,
Or 8 of
dude.
them. I think it was 8 of them.
Maybe Christmas break, I'll watch one of them. I don't really care to watch any of them in order. Like, I would just want to watch one of them. But not like the old ones.
You know what? If you had to watch one,
Yeah, recommend me like the best one to watch.
the best one to watch by itself is The Goblet of Fire.
Okay.
If you
Okay.
had to watch one of them, that's a good one.
All right. So I'll do that one. Because I know like, some of them have like part 1, part 2. Like,
Only the last two.
see what I
Yeah.
mean?
I feel like the last 4 kind of
movies.
blend in together. I feel you. But there's a new one coming out. The trailer just released, apparently.
With them all coming back?
No. That's like, I think that's just like a special. They're just like meeting up
Oh,
and just like
okay.
talking. I think. I hope it's not. I hope it's like a whole like thing, but I think it's just them just talking.
So what's this new one?
So there's after the 8 original movies, I think there's 7 or 8. They released 2 more that take place like in the past. And now there's a new one coming out based on Dumbledore and like his like secrets and shit. Dumbledore is like the head master.
He's the furry guy.
The furry guy? The one with the big white beard?
Oh, okay, never mind. That was someone else. Who's the one with like the huge guy with the brown beard?
Oh, that's Hagrid.
Yeah, okay.
He's
I
the
got him
gatekeeper.
confused.
Or
The
the
gatekeeper,
gamekeeper. Something like
girl
that.
boss.
Huh?
What? So they're gonna have spin-offs of these guys?
Yes, because there's a lot more that the original movies don't talk about in the books. The books covered a lot more detail, and I'm guessing that's what these are covering.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I would like that of? Like the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can do that anymore. Like for Harry Potter, they have like other characters and bigger backstories where
Yeah.
it's like the Hunger Games I don't think would.
But not in the first Hunger Games. What was the anniversary of that Hunger Games? It was like the 100th game, no? Since they first started.
No, it was like
20, like 25, like some shit like that.
No, because the last one was like the quarter quell. I think it was like 75.
So we can.
75th
I think it would be
games.
cool to go back to the first Hunger Games, like when all that started breaking down, and like that whole process of creating that.
Ooh,
I think that's what they
that
could
would
do.
be good.
I'd watch that. That'd be sick.
I'm gonna send an email right now. No, that would be really cool. Cause I mean, I was talking to my sister. My sister was diehard fan. I took my sister to every single like Hunger Games premiere
That's awesome.
because I knew that she loved it so much. Like bought her all the books. Like we would go to Hot Topic, buy her all the merch, like everything. And
It was for yourself too. Don't lie.
no, I like the movies. I did read the books after she got done, but I really enjoyed the movies before Jennifer Lawrence was head ass. But yeah,
What did she do?
Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What did she? Wasn't she like involved in a whole like scandal or something?
I don't know.
No.
What do you mean? Like, what does she do or what did she do?
What did she do?
Oh, I'm not too sure.
Is she not like hated on by the public right now?
I think people just find her really annoying. Yeah. She like really died off like after like the Hunger Games.
After Hunger Games,
she
right.
started doing too much and but yeah, like my sister and I we rewatched like the first Hunger Games like last time I was home for Thanksgiving, and she was getting really annoyed. I put it on because, you know, they're feel-good movies. And then she was getting really annoyed and she was like, oh, like they don't talk about this, and this. And I like told her, I was like, dude, the movie would be way too long. Like the character that she was talking. Did you read the books?
I read the books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
like,
read the
you're-
books before I watched the movies. Dude, when I heard that the movies were coming out, I was geeked. I watched them in theaters. I watched them in theaters
Oh,
too.
okay.
Yeah.
But so remember the part where she got the pin, the Mockingjay pin, and she was supposed to, like, the character that gave it to her was like this girl, and then like in the movies she found it at the market where like that wasn't it. Do you remember that part? So like the pin was gifted to her from someone like close to her.
I thought it was her mom. Was it not her mom?
I don't think so, no. And it was like a friend or something. But yeah, like in the movie she bought it at the bazaar, and my sister was like, "Oh, like they don't like show it." And I'm like, "No, because like her character, like the friend that gave it to her, just has too much of a backstory. They wouldn't be able to fit it in. But it's not long enough for her to have a spin-off."
I wish they did. Like I wish they took
like-
the time
but,
to
like, the
put all those
story-
characters in there.
But like in the book, the story doesn't give it too much depth.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
It would be irrelevant in the movie. And damn
Yeah. So they had to switch it up. She was like, "Ah, I guess." No, I get you. I understand.
There's someone who released like a bunch of like summaries on all like the missing details for Harry Potter, and dude, the amount of movies that they can make on these summaries is insane. So I'm excited for all these new ones coming out. We'll see. We'll see. you think they could do a backstory for Twilight?
They could do the fourth book that just got released. Like it's been, I guess the book has been done, but I think they just like published it. I forgot the author's
So
name.
there's 4 books right now, but only 3 movies. Or how many movies are there?
See, they did the whole splitting up of like the last movie too. So there's like 4 or 5 around
Movies.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
But like the book they recently released, The Midnight Sun, was, I'm guessing it's just like a one-off book, and it was supposed to be from like Edward's perspective of like when he met Bella, I'm pretty sure. So like they could do one for that one.
Does that sound interesting though?
They wouldn't be able to do it because they're not young anymore. Does that make sense? Like the actors.
They'd have to remake the movie damn near.
Right.
Okay.
Like they'd have to recast people because I also don't think that either of them want to do Twilight shit anymore. Because last I heard, Robert Pattinson like hates when he gets like he like hates when he gets referenced back to Twilight. So, and Kristen Stewart cheated on him, so obviously he wouldn't want.
I didn't even know they were dating.
They like dated towards the end,
Wow.
or not even towards the end. I don't know, but they dated. But yeah,
Damn.
I know, Pop. I'm not my good king. Come on.
I hope I know he's obviously gonna come out with more movies, but I'm excited for the future movies that he's gonna come out in. Looking at what he's already done, like what was
Dude,
the movie
he's
that just came out?
phenomenal.
Everything came back and like everything happened in reverse.
Batman?
No.
No, Tenet?
Tenet.
Yeah. So good, dude.
So watching him in
forgot about
that,
that.
and then like just what's next? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's gonna be really good.
Have you
Let's see
seen The
what comes out of it.
Lighthouse?
I haven't seen The Lighthouse. The black and white one?
Yeah.
No.
People say it's good.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
That was something you were excited for.
I know, but I don't think it was like on streaming. I'm gonna have to bootleg it.
I thought I saw
I
it
think
on
it is
Netflix. Yeah.
I think it might be now. So I'll look for it because I really do want to watch it. And you watched The Witch.
I watched The Witch. I love The Witch.
They're saying that The Lighthouse and The Witch like tie in. Like they're almost like in the same like universe. I guess they give like 1 or 2 clues or whatever, but I was like, damn, because I really like The Witch.
I have to rewatch The Witch. I did watch it fully. I felt like I got the whole movie, but something I would want to rewatch because I feel like I probably missed a couple things. But great movie.
Dude, I watched The Witch for the first time. Guess where? Guess where?
Here? No, in the theaters?
No, I watched at RMU, like in a history class.
What?
Yeah. And it wasn't like it was a gen ed class. So I'm surprised that you didn't watch it too. No?
I don't like watching movies in class, dude. I don't pay any attention to it, to be honest.
But like you have to be there.
Yeah, I feel like I don't like. I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't know, because the TV's so small, you can't really see anything.
No, we watched it on the projector. Yeah. But we watched it, you know why? Because it had to do something with like the
We said history, so I'm guessing it's like the time period. that it was
yeah,
in?
like the time period, and they weren't the Quakers. They were whatever the fuck they were. Whatever they were. Like that's the time period we were talking about.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, this movie's kind of good, low key.
That's really That's
Yeah.
really cool. Like your teacher did that for you.
You know who he was? Oh my gosh, wait, hold on. You can cut this out. But did you ever have like the English teacher like Jenny? She was this like white woman. She was like super fit, super active, like super outgoing and stuff. And she taught like history of hip hop. No? You never
I didn't even
had
know
her?
we had that fucking class. To be honest, no.
I took that class. Anyways,
That's where they played The Witch.
no, what the fuck? No, but like she was my teacher and she was like, yeah, my husband also teaches here. And I'm like, and everyone's like, damn, like you're really cool. Like, who's your husband? And it was my history teacher, my history professor. And I was like, what the fuck is this? But it made sense. It was
It
this
seemed
bald
cool,
guy.
though.
Yeah. Oh, but then she got fired. And then he like shortly, I think, finished his contract and then left too. There's all this drama.
Do you know what happened?
Yes, I could imagine so. I'm gonna give you guys the tea, but this white woman, and this was before like social justice hit social media super hard. It was like in 2015, and it was like right before like it hit the streets. And she was giving this, she would give my English class, and then she said for next quarter, teaching a history of hip hop class if you guys want to take it, whatever. And a lot of people, and you know, RMU is predominantly black. So then everyone was like, yeah, cool. And they all thought that she was a dope teacher, like whatever. So I was like, fuck it, like, I think I like this class. So I took the class, and then we watched The Get Down, like on Netflix for the class too. It was whatever. But we watched so I wasted all that money just to watch movies. But yeah, so then in class sometimes we would break down songs and shit like that. And homegirl would say the N-word. She would say it. I know. Like, it sounds shocking now, but like back then, like it was when white people like that could get away with saying like, well, it's in the context. Because I'm teaching this and I'm not trying to be like that. It's in, you know, I'm just reading it. And people were like, okay. And then others really complained. Like, they would complain all day and night about her. And like, they would never like do anything. And then they finally like fired her, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea this is a thing, dude. But 2015, like you said, really was that year where everything kind of started shifting.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
And looking back, I'm like, no, yeah, that's pretty fucked. So I was like, fuck. Crazy shit.
I remember the first time I even heard a teacher say the N-word was like in 7th grade. And I remember how shocking that
Damn.
was, and like how, because this book contained a shit ton of swear words.
Oh my
and
gosh,
just,
you were
like,
reading
words like that. No, it was you're not gonna, I don't think you're gonna guess that.
and then it's something super common. I'm just kidding. You don't remember?
It was a book about a school shooter.
Oh.
It was written by the girl, I believe, who survived the Columbine shooting.
Oh. That's really interesting.
And so this book contained a lot of shit, and the teacher was like, before I start, I'm only saying these things because it's in the context of the book.
Right.
And I remember her saying it and like her calling on people to read, and I was like, oh my god, like this is,
You're
I
lying.
swear. We were like in 7th, 8th grade, dude.
That is not okay.
Can
When
you imagine
people use
putting
this,
I just like, imagine putting a kid in that situation. Like, I did not want to be called on.
right?
I couldn't even swear at home, let alone at school. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What the fuck?
Yeah, and what was I gonna say? Like, now, if you were to hear that and be like, "Oh, well, I'm only reading it in the context," like, bro, like, just skip over
Right,
it.
like you don't have to.
Yeah, like even back then, like, you're telling 7th graders like you can easily just skip over this. But oh my gosh, so stupid. That's terrible.
Yeah. But it was a good book, though. Honestly, it's super interesting. Very, very powerful. I remember that is a very distinct time in my life when I read that book. Because being able to, I guess, dive into someone's perspective in
Right.
that situation was very interesting. Not something that I have ever been placed in.
That's
So-
really interesting. Was this a young adult book? Because you're reading it in like what, 7th grade?
Yeah.
Damn, that's kind of advanced.
It was heavy.
Yeah.
Super heavy.
I don't think I started reading heavy books like that until like my sophomore year of high school. Damn. And
I would
that's
say sophomore year of high school got even more heavier.
maybe.
Because we started watching documentaries like Bowling for Columbine. This was all around the Columbine time. We had passed Columbine, but we were still very much focused on Columbine for some reason. I don't know.
Like I think sophomore year of high school is when I started reading like Crank and like Winter Girls And then this one other book, I forget. Oh, like The House on Mango Street. That book too. And it
What
was
was
just like
Cranked about?
Crank was just like it's like in the same genre. I think the author makes like very similar books where they usually have this like troubled main character that like falls into drugs or like addiction and like just battling like different like really heavy topics like sexual assault and all that kind of stuff. Eating disorders too. And it was just they're very powerful books. And like sometimes like people say they were pretty advanced that sometimes like girls in like 7th 8th grade would get like a hold of them and fuck like that's
I
it's like a
think
lot.
I'm pretty sure I read Crank. It was
think so?
they talked about eating disorder, right? About being dyslexic,
You mean dyslexic
Yeah.
or anorexic?
anorexic. I'm sorry, fucking dyslexic. Anorexic.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I don't remember like the plot of the story, but probably because a lot of them have those themes.
It sounds familiar, but yeah, dude, they gave us some heavy shit throughout the years.
You know what I think is really funny is that my sister, when I went back home for Thanksgiving, she doesn't have any type of social media, and like she does, but she never goes on it. Like I don't think she has the apps on her phone, like whatever. And then she was reading this one book that I had just seen the cover like on TikTok. Like it was a very like trending book. And I was like, where did you like, are you almost done with the book? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, where did you get the recommendation? And she was like, oh, I just like read online reviews. And I was just like, well, how do you like read such current books without social media or like other influences? Because like I don't want to be bogus and say that she doesn't have other friends, but like not enough to like put her on current books,
Right.
you know, or like anything current. And she's like, no, I just like Google stuff. And I was like, damn, how interesting.
Are you saying like she exposed herself, like she like low key on social media,
No.
or you're just saying like
No,
she's
she's
actually
saying,
pretty
like-
caught up on everything?
Yeah, she's pretty like caught up on like current trending books and like people like the music people listen to, and I'm just like, how do you do this? But no, it's pretty cool. She likes being unplugged.
Okay.
Peaceful for her. She lives such a peaceful life. Like she's a vet tech and she goes home, she reads books, just shit like that. And I'm like,
See, yeah,
damn,
it
you're
sounds really
chilling.
peaceful, right? Mm-hmm. And she had her bong in there.
Yes. She'd be having fun in her room. And she has the dog. Like, I personally think it looks like she has fun. But that could probably just be me looking from the outside in. You know what I mean?
Do you want to hop into this week's Discord questions?
Yeah. Let's see.
I just recently polished my nails. Do they look shinier to you?
Let me see.
A little bit? In the light?
Oh, they do. No, they do. I was going to say, like, shine them to the light.
Yeah, right?
No, they really do. Wait, how'd you do it?
The one and only time I went to go get a manicure, the lady let me keep the little block. It has like 3 sides to it, 4
Oh,
sides to it.
yeah.
And I just do that every other week or so.
Do they have steps on them? Do you follow the
Yeah,
steps?
yeah.
You're so funny. Nice. Okay. This first one is, if you had never started the podcast, what would you be doing right now?
You know, I was truly trying to think of the answer for this. And I have no idea. Probably some other project, honestly. I don't know what that project is or
Or would
I
have
have
been?
no idea yet, but probably some other project.
Honestly, I think I would still be here.
Yeah.
I think, oh yeah, like I have a career aside from this. I feel like I have a decently established career that where I can, like, if I wasn't doing this, I would be doing that. You know what I mean?
So spending more time on your career.
Yeah. And like up until now, I've avoided getting like a corporate job. But like maybe if I wasn't doing the pod, maybe I would have that corporate job. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's see. Next question. Now that the year is coming to an end, what's one thing that happened this year that had a great impact on you, good or bad?
I would say something that I've been extremely grateful for, even though it's not the situation that I want to be in forever, is the job that I have right now and like the money that I'm making from it. I'm definitely a lot more comfortable financially than I've ever been in the past 5 years after struggling and surviving for the past 5 years. And now I can, like, this is I think I told you before, like, this is the first year where I feel comfortable enough to buy everyone I want to buy a gift for. And like, that's something that I look forward to, and I looked forward to that this year. So
Oh,
I know it's something that I'm going to take into the next year and like try to make the most out of it while I still have it.
I
So
like that.
definitely that.
Oh, that's a good one. Excuse me. I would say, I think one thing that had like a really great impact on me was like my grandpa dying, like my grandpa passing. I think that shifted a lot of stuff like in my family. And I don't want to say it was like good or bad. It was just something like super impactful that like now is kind of changing a lot of stuff because now like the head of the household, if you will, like isn't there. So it's just changes.
It's a big time of transition for you.
Next question. What's your favorite thing about yourself? Aw, I like this question because we can be nice to ourselves right now. I think my favorite thing is my determination. I think I've said that before, and it's still that.
In what way?
Just of like, if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. Like all the way. I'm determined for it.
I would say my favorite thing about myself is always wanting to learn and like do something new and just like keep moving like that. I always want to be interested in something, you know what I mean?
Like your curiosity.
Yeah.
I like
That's a good way to
that.
put it.
Next question. What's your big lesson of 2021, and how do you think this will change your view on the new year to come? What will you do differently? I think my biggest lesson will be to focus on myself and my own interests, because I feel like I was neglecting that. And hopefully for the new year, I kind of get back to that. Kind of like the disappointedness of like not focusing on what I wanted to do. Yeah.
I said I have to agree. I'd have to really agree with that. Like, yeah, like the biggest lesson I feel like of 2021 was I spent a lot of time doing a lot of stuff for other people, and now it's really just focusing on myself and just growing what it is that I already have.
Yeah. All right. This one's specifically for you. Guatemalan tamales or Mexican tamales?
It's like two different things. Like you can't really compare. You can compare them, but like you really can't. I'm a big fan of chuchitos if they're done right. Like you have to have the perfect like regular tamales. So you have to you have to have the perfect amount of
Like masa?
meat and masa, but and like moist. That's the
Okay.
thing. Yeah, moisture, I guess. But I don't know. I like chuchitos more than I do Mexican tamales.
I barely like tamales. So I'm going to say Mexican tamales, but
Have you had chuchitos before? I never brought
yeah,
you any.
see, so I don't have anything to like base
Okay.
it off of.
This is around the time my dad starts making them, so I'm gonna have to bring you some. I got you.
Oh. Okay, next question. Have you ever considered creating your own separate YouTube channels?
I think over the years, so before the podcast, I was working on a YouTube channel with someone else, and the thought of starting my own YouTube channel seemed interesting, but YouTube, you have to be very niche in order to grow like an audience, and like I'm terrible at like being niche. You know what I mean? Because I just wouldn't know what I could talk about or do for years on end
Yeah.
without getting bored. So I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I feel you. I have never considered just making my own YouTube channel. I feel like I'm not a YouTuber, and sometimes that's why I get like sometimes like that imposter syndrome where I'm like, oh, like I'm a podcaster or whatever. And then sometimes I feel like I have to be all these other different things. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, no, like I'm just a podcaster. Like this is just on camera, uploaded
Right.
to YouTube. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to personally stray away from that. So like, I'm not a
No.
vlogger. I'm not like,
I was gonna say that. Like, so I think someone suggested like you guys should do vlogs. I'm like,
see, I was also, because I've heard that before, like you guys should do vlogs. Like I promise you, like my life is not interesting enough. I don't do enough to like have a vlog
right.
that would like do well. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, next question. What's your favorite song at the moment? I'm gonna have to go to my Spotify.
Well, I've had "Want You Around" by Omar Apollo on replay.
Mine will have to be Feet Don't Fail Me Now by Joy Crooks. It's a good one. Your favorite show growing up? I'll have to go with SpongeBob. Like, it's just so top tier. Like, nothing compares to it. It's just so good.
I don't know if I have a favorite. There's so many. SpongeBob was a good one. It's definitely a good one. And I feel like I can go on to any SpongeBob episode, and I've definitely seen it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
except for these new ones, but...
Yeah, no one watches the new ones, to be honest. But
So this one says, what's your favorite movie/show to watch when you're high? See, like a good go-to for me is watching like any of the Harold and Kumar movies or like Pineapple Express or The Interview. I think lately I watched The Interview. That's the most recent one I watched. Just like those really dumb, funny ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which Harold and Kumar though?
The one where they go to White Castle.
Mine
like
would
that
have to
one.
be the Escape from Guantanamo Bay.
Okay. That one's a good one. That one's a good one. Mine's the White Castle one. But it's just like the ones where like it's about like smoking. And they make it for like smokers. Like, they're so good. They're so good.
You don't have to think about it either. You just
Right.
literally just watch the shit. It's funny.
If you miss something, like it's okay. Like
Yeah.
it'll be okay. But yeah, that was it for the Discord questions.
I guess we want to announce that we will have a guest next week for
Yeah.
next week's episode.
We are going to have a guest. Her name is Ashley, and we'll start promoting her, putting her on the Instagram and stuff so you guys can kind of get familiar with her and give her a nice warm welcome. We are going to open up Discord questions too for her on
Should be regular day. Oh, no. Probably,
tomorrow, Friday.
yeah, Friday.
Yeah, so we'll open up Discord questions for her on Friday tomorrow. So you guys can check out her page and then ask questions and stuff. She's super excited. I've seen her a couple times before, and yeah, she's gonna have some cool shit to talk about.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna bring out the tent, and it's gonna be a fun little Christmas episode. But yeah, we're super excited. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys.